In this session, I want to cover with you your household goods exemption here in Missouri. Each person, if it's a husband and wife, each debtor gets $3,000. So if you're married, you've got a $6,000 household exemption. Well, what's included in that exemption? Household furnishings, household goods, your clothing, your appliances, books, animals, crops, musical instruments, held primarily for personal, family, or household use. So let's say you've got some tools around the house and you don't use them for your home, you use them for your business. Well, that goes in a separate category that I'll discuss later for tools of the trade. That's not part of your household goods. So within your bankruptcy petition, you're going to use this household exemption for three separate entries in your bankruptcy petition: household goods, your wearing apparel, and then your books, pictures, and all of that in that category. When you're valuing these assets, what's your benchmark? The bankruptcy court says it's supposed to be fair market value, but they go a little bit further in giving you a definition of what is fair market value. Fair market value is what you would have to pay to replace the item. Well, where are you going to replace a 5-year-old refrigerator? Where are you going to go? Or a 5-year-old sofa? Well, there's only a couple places that I know of where you could get that kind of merchandise. You'd go to a used furniture store, or you'd go to one of those stores that sells household goods on consignment. People drop something off and they don't actually get paid unless and until somebody comes in to buy it. So it's replacement cost, and you don't need to physically go to one of those stores to come up with values, but that's the mental benchmark you should use as you're valuing your assets. Now, I have a lot of people, until I go through it with them, confused as to what they need to put down on their bankruptcy petition. What I recommend is that you get a clipboard, start at one end of your house and just go through the entire house, writing down everything that you own. Now, let's start in the kitchen in this example so you get an idea. Let's say you've got a refrigerator and it's 10 years old. On all these household goods, I like to put maybe a 2 or 3 word explanation as to something about that asset. You don't want to write a book, just 2 or 3 words. But if you give a little detail, it lends credibility to the trustee and the judge, if and when he looks at it, to know that you've been conscientious in valuing and listing your assets. So let's start off with the refrigerator. It's worth $200 because it's 10 years old. You think you could replace it for that. Your stove, that's a different subject. Let's assume that you own your home, you're paying a mortgage on your home, and the stove is built into the house, so that if and when you sell the home, you're not going to take that stove with you. That doesn't get listed in your household goods. That's already included in your real estate value. So in this example, let's assume that it is freestanding. It's 5 years old. I've guessed that something like that might be worth $100. You come up with your own values, and as long as you're in good faith, no one's going to question you. Let's take kitchen table and chairs. They get dings and scratches and all kinds of stuff. Nobody pays much for an item like that. Let's say you've got an upright freezer and it's 5 years old. You'll want to put it down. Now, the next category should help you in my explaining this to you. You don't need to count the number of plates and glasses and knives and forks and different things in your kitchen. Make it a generic category and put down kitchen utensils and small appliances. That would include your coffee pot, maybe a hand mixer you've got. If you've got something that's extra expensive, one of those $600 mixers for juices or something, I would separately list that. But for just everyday use, for most of us own, put down kitchen utensils and small appliances. Maybe you've got a hutch in the kitchen. Put that down. You're going into the dining room, tell them something about the dining room. Maybe it's a 3-piece or 4-piece set. It's 5 years old. If it's damaged, make a note of it. Put down damaged. Let's say in the dining room you've got your computer. It's a desktop and it's 2 years old. Well, they're not worth much. You can buy those pretty cheap now. Whatever you paid for it is going to be a lot more than what it's worth right now. Let's say you got a printer, scanner, fax. Well, they've went way down in value. Let's say you've got one of those put together computer tables. Put that down. If you've got a roll top desk, put that down. Put down how old it is or what it's worth. Maybe you've got you will probably have a sofa. If it's damaged, maybe the kids tore the seats or broke the frame or something, give a note of it as to why it's not worth what someone might otherwise expect for that kind of a category item. If you got a couple of recliner chairs, or just give a description of your chairs. Maybe you've got some end tables and a coffee table. If you've got lamps, list the lamps. 2 table lamps, 1 pole lamp. Just list down what you own. Let's say you've got a TV, which most of us do, of course. Televisions have dropped way down in value, so just come up with what you think you could buy a used TV like yours for. Stereo systems, other than old people like me, I don't think most people have a stereo system anymore, but if you've got one, put it down. DVD players, they used to be so expensive just a couple of years ago. Now they're not worth anything. Bedroom set. Let's say that you've got a 4-piece bedroom set. It's 10 years old. Again, if it's damaged, make a note of it. Damaged. Portable television in the bedroom. Put that down. Maybe somebody, your father-in-law, made an old hutch for you. Put that down. Lawn chairs. When you go outside and you're listing your items, maybe you've got a picnic table. Put the picnic table down. A lawnmower. If it's just a regular old push lawnmower, I'd put down how old it is and what you think you could replace it for. If it's a riding lawnmower, I'd give a little more detail. I would put the name brand, how many years old it is, and just give a 1-word description or 2-word description. Poor condition, needs motor, not working, whatever. Give some description on a riding lawnmower. Because some of them, you probably don't own one, I don't, but some of those lawnmowers are a small fortune. If that's the case, then you're going to have to list it. Outdoor shed. Let's cover that, because if your outdoor shed is permanently mounted to a foundation, then if and when you sell the home, you're not going to take that shed with you. That's part of your real estate. So you would not list that shed in your description of household goods. It's already included in your real estate description. If you recall up above when we went through your homestead, it includes appurtenances. That shed is included in that kind of description. Most of you are probably going to own a washer and dryer. Put that down and what you think it's worth. Again, it's helpful. It just means that you're telling the trustee you're thorough if you put down how old it is. Now, maybe you've got an electric drill, a screwdriver, a couple of wrenches. I would just put down miscellaneous household tools and what you think you could replace them for. You don't need to individually list each item. The court is looking to see, really, if you've got the $10,000 lamp. That's why you're being asked and directed to complete a listing of your assets. They want to know about those expensive items. Well, most of us don't have those. So be conscientious, do the best job you can, and let it go at that. Then you'll total that number. So when you come in to see me, you'll have it all ready to go, and it shouldn't be a lot of anxiety for you. I think most of the anxiety comes from people going to law offices, and they give them a big stack of papers, and they don't tell them what to do or how to go about filling it out. I don't want my clients to be that way, and that's why I'm going through this with you. Thank you.